John Molina Jr. wins a 12-round unanimous decision over Ruslan Provodnikov. Let's get the obvious out of the way. John Molina Jr. used his height and reach and movement far more effectively in this fight than I've certainly ever seen him use them before, and probably more effectively than he's ever done before in his career at all. So he was able to move around the ring, use that jab, use that movement, the 1-2s, the odd power shot here and there, and just keep Provodnikov in his shell, keep Provodnikov off balance. And when Provodnikov did get on the inside, which was fairly frequently, to be fair, John Molina Jr. is no Floyd Mayweather, he's no Sugar Ray Leonard. Provodnikov did get on the inside, but Molina was able to fight him off pretty effectively, landing nice uppercuts and hooks up close, and then spinning off to the side. So he did that pretty much for the entirety of the fight. The pattern was the same all the way through, apart from the last three, probably from the 9th, 10th, 11th round, around those kind of rounds. Provodnikov actually got up on his toes and started doing a bit of boxing himself. And he was actually outboxing Molina for a couple of rounds there, which was very surprising. I've certainly never seen Provodnikov get up on his toes and do a Muhammad Ali impression, but he did in a couple of rounds, a couple of the late rounds there against Molina, which was some of his best rounds. But for the most part, I felt that Provodnikov just didn't throw enough punches, was nowhere near active enough. He was getting in position a lot of the time to throw punches, but when he would get there, he just wouldn't let his hands go. His corner, even from very early on, Yoel Diaz in the corner was saying, "Why are you not throwing any punches? Like, let your hands go. You know, what are you doing in there?" And he just wouldn't. So for whatever reason, maybe he's shot, maybe the Lucas Matisse fight took a lot out of him. He did look to be lacking energy in there, it has to be said. And as I say, when he was getting into position, he wasn't getting the punches off. And that can be a sign of a shot fighter. When you get into position, the punches are there to throw in terms of the openings are there, but you just can't get the punches off. And Provodnikov is a guy who's taken a lot of punishment in his career. So maybe this was the manifestation of all that punishment. The fact he is no longer able to get the punches off like he was before. Or maybe I'm not giving enough credit to John Molina. Maybe it was just John Molina finally using his height and reach and movement to the best of his ability and taking advantage of a very limited fighter. Let's be fair. Provodnikov is very limited, and maybe that's all it was. Maybe it was a combination of both. Maybe it was Provodnikov not being the same as he used to be, and also Molina boxing better on the back foot than he's done so before. I was surprised that, another thing that surprised me is that Provodnikov was never really able to hurt Molina. He staggered him slightly a couple of times, but I never got the feeling that Molina was in any serious trouble. So I was surprised. And, you know, Molina's a guy who's been knocked out before. Obviously, Matisse knocked him out, and he got knocked out in the first round a few years ago by Antonio DeMarco. That was at a lighter weight, it has to be said, but still, was the fact that Molina was a lot bigger in this fight than he was against DeMarco, was that one of the reasons that he was able to take Provodnikov's punches? Because he apparently weighed in over 160 pounds, John Molina, which is very big for a junior welterweight. Also, is there a possibility that Provodnikov, because of his lack of energy, is just not hitting as hard as he used to? You know, was this, in your opinion, was this the same Provodnikov that fought Tim Bradley and Chris Algieri? Was it the same guy? In my opinion, it wasn't the same guy. But again, maybe I'm wrong. I did pick Ruslan Provodnikov to win this fight. I saw it as not quite a 50-50, but I was leaning towards Provodnikov slightly. I said so in my pre-fight video, my prediction video. I was leaning towards Provodnikov slightly. And that was due to the fact that I've never seen Molina box on the back foot effectively before. But even if he hadn't boxed on the back foot, based on this version of Provodnikov, he probably would have won anyway, to be honest with you. I thought Provodnikov was very, very flat. Just didn't seem to have any energy there. So yeah, Molina, by the way, had plenty of energy. You know, never ran out of stamina, never looked tired. He was doing his thing. So where do both fighters go from here? Molina gets the victory. Provodnikov, I'm pretty skeptical about where he goes from here, to be honest with you. Based on that performance, based on the lack of energy, the lack of work rate. Again, his trainer, Yoel Diaz, was imploring him, even from early on in the fight, throw more punches, let your hands go. And he just wouldn't. maybe Molina's power was keeping him honest as well. Perhaps that's a factor. Or as I suspect, maybe it's the many wars he's been in that have taken their toll on him, particularly that Lucas Matisse fight, which was really a terrible beating he took in that fight. Maybe he's never been the same after that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of the performances of both fighters. Were you surprised by anything in this fight? It's not like I was shocked, by Molina boxing on the back foot. He's always had the physical tools to be able to do it, but did he have the mentality? Did he have the right training? That's what I didn't know about. So, that's what it was. But I was alarmed by Provodnikov's lack of energy and work rate in this fight. Let me know how you feel about it anyway, people. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.